program. Secure Communities was not working. There were over 12,000 detainers of mine that were not acted upon.
Well, then why don't you make them mandatory, Mr. Secretary?
Working.
Why don't you make the detainers mandatory? If cities like San Francisco are not complying with federal detainers, why don't you make them mandatory?
I think that would be a huge setback in our ability to work with state and local law enforcement, and I suspect they would agree as well.
Well, I do not agree, and I'll tell you why I don't agree, Mr. Secretary. What I find ironic is you are not willing to mandate federal detainers, but you are willing to mandate that state and local law enforcement cannot assist you in enforcing immigration laws. I mean, help me understand that. You can empower a city like San Francisco to ignore federal law, but you won't empower state and local law enforcement to actually enforce immigration laws. Help me reconcile that.
Can I speak?
Yes, sir. You can have the rest of the time.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me 7 seconds.
Now, you take all the time you want to answer the question, because I think it's important.
I'm sure you're aware of this. The Secure Communities program was hugely problematic in the courts. The courts were saying that state and local law enforcement does not have the authority under the due process clause of the Constitution to hold people until we could come and get them. Last time I looked through federal legislation, you cannot rewrite the due process clause of the Constitution. So that is a problem. I do not believe that mandating through federal legislation the conduct of sheriffs and police chiefs is the way to go. I think it will be hugely controversial. I think it will have problems with the Constitution. I want to see us work cooperatively with state and local law enforcement, and I believe that they are poised to do that.
Well, my time is up, Mr. Secretary. The last time I looked, we had a supremacy clause, and federal law trumps state law, so God knows it trumps the law in San Francisco. And when I hear the phrase sanctuary city, as benign sounding as it is, it may have been a sanctuary for that defendant, but it sure as hell was not a sanctuary for a young woman walking with her father. So at a minimum, change the name of whatever benign sounding program cities like San Francisco want to follow, and the money ought to be cut, and I would hope that you would insist that federal detainers be honored and not be discretionary. And with that, I would yield back to the chairman.